Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Miss Jaydee for another episode of our daily stock market insights. Today is Sunday, May 8th, and it is a Mother's Day. So I'd like to greet all moms out there. Happy Mother's Day. And tomorrow is a holiday, it is the election day. So I highly encourage everyone to really take the time and cast your vote. Okay, this will dictate the future of our country in the next 6 years. Okay, and in the meantime, it's BAU for all of us. After Monday, back to the real thing, office, and of course, market opens on Tuesday. But before that, I'd like to cover as many stocks as possible. That way, we are all prepared come Tuesday. I'd like to also uh, prioritize the request here of Teresa Calpo. Grateful if you can review RLC and Gtcap. There you go. So I'll prioritize those two and then proceed from where I left off yesterday. Okay. By the way, guys, if you want to support Miss JD, there's a new feature now in YouTube where you can show your love, your tip. If you like the videos that we're making, you can give Miss JD a tip through Super Thanks. You'll see the icon there right below share, I believe. The word thanks, and then you can just check that out if you want to support Miss JD. In the meantime, let's get started. So first is for Teresa's request RLC. Let's check out RLC. Okay, so Teresa, RLC at the moment, after that nice movement last 5th of May, it was just negated the following day. So it's pump and dump outright. Uh, However, look at this. There's 5.2 million on foreign buying. So I would have to say, in case, because this is for me a rejection that happened right at the MA20 line, chances are we could be going back to the support previously, which was around this area. Okay, so maybe a day or two of another red, like what happened here. Sometimes when it moves in one direction, it is supported by 2 to 3 days of the same sentiment, and then probably profit taking happens or a bounce happens, whichever the direction is. Normally, it's 2 to 3 days of having the same sentiment. For instance, this one, 2, 3, and then profit taking or a dip. 1, 2, 3, then something like that happens in this behavior that I see here. Now, where could it possibly drop next? The nearest support I see in the short term would be around the 19 peso level. Okay, see that? So we've accumulated 2 days worth of somewhat exceeding the average volume, but it was negated on the fourth day. So if it is going to drop, because if you're going to just add up the volume of this, so probably we have already uh, taken profit. Okay, 1 day worth of performance was just negated by this day. So if it is going to drop, it'll just go back to the 19 peso level. So it's up to you if you want to add more or just do range trading. You may also do that, enter around 19, then exit around 1950. But that's very minimal gain. That's just 4%. Unless your volume when you trade it is really high, then you would notice it. But if it's just on the average, I don't recommend you take profit right away because there are fees to also consider. Then chances are you'll be getting really really small amount. But if you want to enter here for long term purposes, just know that the support I see is 19. So your call. Next is Gtcap. Yeah, Gtcap. For Gtcap, hold on. So I I already checked out Gtcap pala. So Gtcap also got rejected right here at the MA20 line. However, the area where it dropped is also very near your support, 502, 502 level. Now, look at this, 1, 2, 3, but your RSI is already creating that bullish divergence. So what does that mean? Slowly, the momentum is picking up. The momentum is picking up. Do you see that? For several occasions, in several occasions, we've touched this level over here, and it's building up. Okay, we just need volume to also pick up, right? I mean, at the moment volume is still not that much, but chances are, because we've already touched the area multiple times, the next course of action I can see at the moment would be to go sideways until such time we gain that volume, and then supported by the momentum, then chances are we could be uh, bouncing. If you're also going to look at the resistance, you see this downtrend channel here, creating lower highs. We bounced, and after that, when we bounced again, it's lower than the previous one. So I'm thinking in the next few days, the area where it could be moving would be just within this range. So the deciding lines would be this area over here, where we have the support and we have the downtrend resistance. Okay, so it's up to you. If you want, you can wait for it to break out of that, or you go be on the aggressive side, just enter it once it reaches the support, set your stop loss slightly lower than that, just to provision some, overshoot in some of the days. But overall, you are sitting at I think a strong support, because even before that, back in May to 2021, March 2021, you had several times here where it touched that level and there was a bounce happening. So try to observe that too. Now, next set of stocks I will be reviewing, because last time I finished, or I stopped at AC. Now let's check out URC. Okay, URC, you had in the short term a nice bounce from the 102, it reached 112, but notice you had a long wick right here, and then another weak or a bearish candlestick at the same time. So where it could we possibly bounce next in the short term, you will have it right here. See this, it retested this area, continued to move up. Now let's see if it will also support that, or respect that level being the nearest support, or let's try the weekly chart. But overall, we are still in a downtrend here. Notice we're still in a downtrend, we're below the MA20 line. Okay, so yeah, the next area to watch out for on a weekly chart would be this area, 100 and 107. Okay, so uh, still on a bearish sentiment for URC. JGS is also giving us the same on a weekly chart. This is giving us lower highs and lower lows. So check this out. So that's the channel. Pwedeng dito siya. Yan. Actually, ito siya. This is what I see. Okay, not that. So the support is right here where we actually stopped last Friday, because you had your support line here as well. But in terms of resistance, your resistance is on a declining channel, creating a lower highs. Okay, so the next area where it could possibly move would be this area. So I'm expecting in the next few days, the candlestick will just be very, very small, uh, just in time, because next week is the election week. So a lot of the investors are staying on the sidelines for now because we do not know yet the outcome. Probably as we go near, as we are about to finish the counting of the ballots, then you already have we will already sense who's winning anyway. Then chances are that's where the move happens, either on a decline even more or positive depending on the outcome of the election. Next would be SMPH. SMPH also on a decline. Let me just quickly go back to the index. The index, yeah, we had a slight bounce, but it was, oops, then yeah. So overall, the index really is on a bearish sentiment. So these stocks that I have opened so far, these are um, blue chip companies. So most likely we have the same movement here. So the movement for SMPH is also on a bearish side. Look at that. So that's the lower lows for our SMPH and lower highs. So when you say lower low and lower high, that means you are in a downtrend movement. This is respecting this channel. It bounces, moves up, but when it declined, it's lower than the previous point, and when it goes up again, it's lower than the previous high. So all you gotta do is just draw that line and then observe the movement, because chances are you will just be moving within that range. But when is this going to stop? Again, I mentioned chances are right after the election we could see some significant moves there depending on the result of the election. Right now, of course, this is the nearest support that I see. I cannot neglect that because for several days we've touched this area and then there was a bounce. At the same time, if you look to the left, indeed that was a resistance before. Next stop. If it is going to respect this, then this area would be the resistance. Now, if it breaks this one, the next stop I see would be right at this level, around 33.64. Okay, so that it's 33.52, around that area. So really hoping for this to recover really soon, but I am just anticipating some probabilities in case it breaks down in price. So overall sentiment is bearish, but there's a support nearby, 34.92 and 33.52. BPI, wow, almost the same look. Kita niyo yan? So maybe I will be plotting the same view here. Kita nyo to, this one. Control C, Control V. Ayan, di ba? So that's your downtrend channel. Lower highs, lower lows. And then the next support would be around this area. This is the support. If we continue to decline, that will be it. There's a slight overshoot here. Again, it's an area, so it could be slightly higher or lower in that level. But then may slight overshoot. So just be mindful of that. 91, between 91 to 92. That's the next support. But I'm thinking we could still be triggering some more movements pulling down the price. MBT is 52.85. Now, mukhang downtrend din to we had a slight recovery the past 3 days, but just to share with you guys, I managed to enter at 50.4, and then oops, and then day prior to that I was able to enter around 49 something. So during this day I was able to add more to my volume. So this is one of my long-term picks. But well, I do lock in gains as well, because last time I locked in some gains around the 60 level. Now this is the time where I re-entered that. But then again, looking at the rejection that happened right at the MA20 line, so chances are babalik siya. Okay, so it's fine. I am not really worried because Metro Bank is a very safe company if you're just starting your journey in the stock market, because this is one of the more stable companies in the country. So I don't really mind those dips. I just buy some more because this is for long term, and it does give dividends. See that? 2022, back in 2021, I was able to take advantage of this too. There, March and March. There, see? More than 1 year na pala siyang hold. Globe. Globe, nice. Starting to, this is making an attempt to break the downward movement because we started triggering the MA20 line. So if we have one more day of green, so official na yan. Breakout na yan ng downtrend channel because previously ito ang kanyang resistance. Move up and then down, and then when it reached this level, it stopped right there, but the next day it's really pushing. It pushed the price even higher. And besides, look at that. This is already a buy. Wherever it is at right now, kahit medyo mataas siya ng konti, guys, take advantage of those fluctuations or volatility within the day because the area where it is at right now is already super cheap level. At one point, it reached a 3.5, 3.6 area, but this is the opportunity that we have been waiting for. When the market pulls back, especially this is a stock that gives out consistent dividend. I think every quarter, 27 times 4, August, every 3 months, no? August, September, October, November, yeah, every 3 months. If you have 27 times 4, how much is that? Diba? So just compute it. Para ka lang may sweldo nito. And the next stock is Globe TEL. Okay, TEL naman. Si TEL naman, you had some dips. There was a time when the dip was really huge. I'll go to the monthly. Okay. On a monthly chart, this has already recovered actually. The decline happened back in 2014 up until 2020. But 2020 came, okay, at the height of the pandemic. Yeah, 2020, March to 2020, it started to interesting, no? Because almost all the businesses really um have either migrated or leveraged on work from home, and everyone really needs good internet connection. So telco companies, especially the more stable ones, really this is their heyday. Okay, and it's starting to do that. Although what I see here is that in the short term, like mid, okay, because this is on a monthly view, we're already approaching a resistance area. So we might experience a pullback in the coming months or weeks. Okay, so just be extra careful with that because we are sitting at a resistance. Kita nyo to? We are at a resistance. We're touching that area several times. And the momentum, reverse naman to, bearish divergence naman to. While you're up there, and then the momentum is starting to slow down, that means people are starting to feel that that is becoming more expensive. So they could be taking profit any moment from now. So just anticipating that. But if you're a long-term investor, maybe you can do test buy, and then when it drops, then you add more. Okay. So those are my stock picks for this Sunday. Not exactly my picks, but I'm just reviewing this in a chronological order. At the same time, if you have requests, drop a comment because I will prioritize that tomorrow. Because I'm making this, starting to make this really a more consistent one. I know there were several days that I have missed it because of the business reviews in the office. But look back into the videos I've been making through the years. This is part of the journey. And the only way you can build a skill is if there's repetition. So this is my way of journaling my thoughts. At the same time, I'm involving you guys. Join me, or if I do the reverse, I'd like to join you in your journey. So feel free to drop a comment so we can exchange thoughts. Okay. At the same time, once again, there's a new feature in YouTube where you can share your um, tip or show some love for Miss Jaydee. Click the super thanks if you want to support Miss Jaydee. Okay, in the meantime, thank you guys for watching and happy Mother's Day. Bye bye for now.